Morning, everyone. Ed Bates again from Kilworth Chiropractic, and welcome to today's Daily Dose. So yesterday I talked about arthritis and how it was nothing to do with your age. Rather, it was everything to do with, in one word, stress, whether that was chemical, physical, or emotional. So how can stress cause arthritis? Well, really in three ways. But before I describe that, I need to talk about a natural law that occurs in the body, and that is related to bone. Now, when you think of arthritis, you probably picture a sort of a gnarly joint with ragged, jagged, bony edges and spurs. And why the body grows those bony spurs is because of a natural law. And that law is called Wolff's Law. And Wolff's Law simply states that bone is laid down where it's most needed and resorbed where it's not. So bear that in mind as we go on. Your body will put down bone where it's needed and remove bone where it's not. So what are the three major causes of arthritis? Number one is abnormal joint loading. And really the best way to explain this is to think of your car, and what happens if you hit a pothole? Well, you knock the tracking off. And the longer the tracking remains off, the more wear and tear and more uneven wear and tear on the tires. Well, your body's exactly the same. If you have a fall or an accident that knocks you out of balance, hey presto, after some time, you'll get accelerated wear and tear because of Wolff's Law. Now, it's also important to realize that trauma does not need to be sudden or acute, because slow, gradual trauma, such as your posture, can also cause abnormal joint loading. So if you're sitting awkwardly or standing twisted for too long, that too can lead to arthritis. Now, the second reason is because of abnormal motion, whether that's too much movement or too little movement. Case in point, we have one of those French doors at home where they open and close from there, and there's no restraint on it. And the trouble is, if someone leaves it open and the wind catches it, it forcibly opens the door, which overstretches the hinges, and that causes damage. So in your body, this is again what can happen with trauma, where you overstretch the joint, or indeed with some repetitive strain actions. But remember, too little movement is also bad as well. Movement is essential to replenish the synovial fluid. And the final cause is due to abnormal nutrients or abnormal chemistry. Now, remember again yesterday when we talked about the synovial fluid in the joint and how important it was because it provided essential nutrients for the tissues. Well, can you remember what it's made out of and where it comes from? Exactly. Synovial fluid is made from a filtrate from your blood and from your plasma. And what does the blood carry? But nutrients and oxygen. So if your diet is not great, then it will affect the quality of your blood. So if your diet is really pro-inflammatory, in other words, full of inflammation-causing foods such as too much sugar, whether that's sweets, snacks, fizzy drinks, just too many carbohydrates, not enough vegetables, not enough healthy fats, not enough water, and so on, the quality of your synovial fluid will be poor. And if the synovial fluid is poor, you're feeding your joints poorly, and therefore the joints will wear prematurely. But again, it's important to realize that you don't just wake up with arthritis and suddenly feel old. No, because the process takes time. It is a process. In fact, it takes 3 to 5 years to actually see bony changes on an X-ray. However, and this is really important, histological changes occur within the joint within 2 weeks of an incident or an injury. And this is why we recommend maintenance care or wellness care for every single one of our patients. In other words, we recommend our patients get checked between once a fortnight or once a month. But in reality, when is it the majority of patients actually come in? They come in to get checked when they've had a crisis, when they're in crisis, when they've had a blowout. But would it not make more sense to get checked before you reach that crisis point? And on that note, I'll leave it for today. Have a fabulous day. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay happy. And I'll see you tomorrow.